Afternoon. My name is Rosanna Custodio, and I'm going to make a presentation about the analysis of or summary of the work of the white man. First, some general information. So, white man, the author is Kate Chaplin, and in the United States, language English, generally feminist literature, set in New Orleans and Louisiana Gulf Coast in 1890s, and the publication date April 22 and 1899. Main characters: Edna Pontellier, Léon Pontellier, Mademoiselle Reyes, Madame de Ratignolle, Alice Robin, and Robert Lebrun. And the summary of the story begins when Léonce, his wife Edna, and their two children, Etienne and Rose, are on vacation on Grand Isle at a resort run by Madame Lebrun and their two sons, Robert and Victor. Edna spent most of her time with her close friend Adele Ratignolle, who often reminds Anna of her duty as her wife and mother. On Grand Isle, Edna spent a lot of time with Robert Lebrun until they finally have a connection and finally form and they finally form a connection. Robert is a charming young man who flirts with Edna until he succeeds in making her fall in love with her. When they fall in love, Robert thinks that this relationship does not have a future because Ed is married, and he goes to Mexico without prior notice under the pretext of starting a company without a name. This leaves Anna heartbroken, and she began to have changing emotions. A woman and now wakes up and being think about what she really wants. She wants to have sort of freedom and be with Robert. At the end of the summer vacation, the Pontellier returned to New Orleans. Edna analyzed what her priorities are and worry more about doing what makes her happy. She isolates herself from society and distances herself from some thoughts that have to do with motherhood. Leon believed that Edna may have mental problems and talked to the family doctor about her diagnosis. The doctor advised him to give her space and that would be probably go back to herself later. Leonce prepares to travel to New York on business and leave the children with his mother. Staying home alone for an extended period gives Edna a physical and emotional space to breathe and reflect on various aspects of her life. While her husband is still out of her, she moved out of her house to another small bungalow and began a flirtation with Arthur Robin, a president suitor with a reputation of being free with his affections. Edna has a relationship with Elsa, but then she feels uncomfortable. She feels that she betrays her love for Robert. No about his husband, and also becomes close to Mademoiselle Rains, a talented pianist. Her performance had moved Edna deeply at the beginning of the novel. The pianist represents what Edna began to yearn for: independence, freedom. Mademoiselle Rains centered her life on music and herself rather than societal expectation, acting as a contrast to Adele Ratignolle, who encouraged Edna to adapt. Reyes is in contact with Robert while he's in Mexico and receives letters from him regularly. Agnes begs Reyes to reveal her contact, what she makes of her, showing Edna that Robert is thinking of her. Finally, Robert returns to New Orleans. At first love, he finally confesses her passionate love for her. He admits that the business trip to Mexico was an excuse to escape a relationship that would never work. The husband, at the end, the husband go to look for Edna, because was in a difficult level, and I got to have her friends. I did back and not to think about why she would be turning her back on and she did not behave appropriately, and she died shortly after. When Edna returns home, she finds a note from Robert saying that he's gone forever and he loves her too much to embarrass her by entering into a relationship with a married woman. This leaves Edna in shock, and she returns to Granada, the same place she met Robert LeBron, and they go into the sea until she can no longer be seen. Apparently, she committed a suicide, drowning in the water of the sea. In my personal opinion, I really like this work. I think it was ahead of her time by writing it. It just caught my attention about this work is the fact that it's cataloged as the beginning of feminism, which is a topic that is being talked about right now. It can be compared today with the fight that feminists have for their rights, for societies, or to accept a free woman, free to make her decision and not be judged. Nowadays, many still have the belief that the woman should be at home, taking care of the children, her husband, and cannot do taking care of her children and her husband, and cannot do what she likes. That she must bear everything for the family and not self-satisfy her desires, and this happened to Edna. She was forced to be where she did not want to be because she had to put be a wife and mother before her wishes. Thank you for watching the presentation. I hope you enjoyed.